Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the GYMLESS Coaches Rundown. We are on week 3. Have Ant Haynes and Tammy Robinson to run you through what to expect in today's session. For your A work today, you're going to be still progressing that strict handstand push-up work that you've done for the previous 2 weeks. We're still going to be working within a 12-minute window, except this week, rather than working between 3 to 5 unbroken reps, we're going to slightly increase that and look for 4 to 6 unbroken reps as many times as possible within that 12-minute window. Now, don't forget, we are still looking for you guys to use the same progressions as last week. The only reason you should increase the difficulty of your progressions is if last week was too easy and you were repping out 5s pretty much every 30 seconds. If it was too easy, like I said, move up 1 level in your progressions. We're going to insert the videos of Alex Younger doing the progressions from week 1.
So the first variation is we're going to complete an A-frame handstand push-up with our feet and hands on the floor. So first and foremost, grab something soft on your floor so you're not cracking your head on the floor. From here, the A-frame handstand push-up, the A-frame refers to the finishing position on the floor. So Alex comes down to the bottom. You're going to notice he's setting up a tripod between his hands, his head, and his hands again. Okay, what we don't want to see is a head between the hands. So if Alex just repositions himself, this is not a strong position to press from. Similarly, it's not a stable position for the spine. So always looking to achieve the A-frame here. Then from here, he's just gonna press back up into his top position. Good, you can go ahead and bend your knees a little bit if you feel like your hamstrings are tight and you can't get into good position. Similarly, you can go ahead and walk your feet backwards a little bit if that helped. Level 2 variation is with your knees on a sofa or a chair or a bench, with your towel still on the floor. We're looking for the exact same position, only now there's more load going through the body, more of a vertical position. So same thing, I was gonna come down, looking at that A-frame position, so it's a tripod between the hands and the head, pressing back into a vertical position. Try to think about driving your head back through towards the sofa. So level 3 now, we're taking our feet and place them on the seat or the sofa or the bench. It's exactly the same position. Out from here, he's gonna go down. Again, looking for the A-frame position, and he's gonna press up, stacking the shoulders. And again, if you're finding like it's hard to straighten your legs or get into a good position here, you can always bend the knees slightly. So our next level now is a traditional back to wall strict handstand push-up in terms of hand width, anywhere between shoulder width or wider. From here, Alex is gonna control down to the floor, head's gonna touch the floor, still maintain that A-frame position, and he's gonna press back up again. Okay, so if you pause on the floor, that's gonna be much more challenging. Otherwise, control down, touch, press back up. The last and most challenging variation of this is the wall-facing handstand push-up. So you're gonna start on the floor, you're gonna perform a wall walk up the wall, getting to a hollow position, ribcage down, butt squeeze. Again, looking for the A-frame position, tuck your chin down, move down towards the mat, and press back up again. One more. Rest.
For your B work this week, we're going to be working anywhere between 9 to 15 minutes of an EMOM, every minute on the minute. Your first minute, you're going to complete shrimp squats. You're going to do anywhere between 8 to 12 shrimp squats on your weaker leg. The next minute, you're going to complete 8 to 12 shrimp squats on your stronger leg. And the third minute, you're going to complete a pulling variation, anywhere between 10 to 15 reps. So in the shrimp squat, it is a single leg knee flexion exercise. Tammy is going to go ahead and demonstrate one first. What we're looking for is your working leg and your working foot to stay flat on the floor, your back knee to travel back and touch the floor, keeping your back toe off the floor as well. For the third minute of your EMOM, you will complete 10 to 15 reps of a pulling movement. Now, Tammy has a plethora of equipment available to her. She has a towel in her hand, a kettlebell on the floor, and a dumbbell on the floor. We're going to start with a towel kettlebell row, bent over row variation. She can do it with a towel. She can do it without the towel and just use a kettlebell. She can do exactly the same with the dumbbell. Single arm rows as well. Or we can move into your towel supine rows. Similarly, you can do any sort of pulling variation that you have access to. Ring rows, TRX rows, or even using a pull-up bar. For your C work, you're gonna go into another 9 to 15 minute EMOM. Again, remember it's athlete's choice of how long you guys wanna be working for. For the first minute, you're gonna complete 8 to 12 single leg kickstand Romanian deadlifts on your weaker leg. The second minute, you're gonna complete 8 to 12 of the same movement, but on your stronger leg. And in the third minute, you're gonna complete anywhere between 8 to 15 strict push-ups. So in our kickstand Romanian deadlift, Tammy's right leg is gonna be the working leg in this. Her left foot is gonna be slightly behind the right, and the left heel is gonna be pulled up off the floor. From here, she's gonna have a slight bend in her right knee and her left knee, and now she's gonna complete a Romanian deadlift, focusing on trying to hinge through the hips, spine staying nice and flat. Notice the front foot stays nice and flat on the floor throughout. That's with a backpack. If you have a kettlebell or a dumbbell, we can do exactly the same thing. You can do a 2-arm or a single arm variation. So if you do double arm first, same setup, bow forward and stand. If she was to do it as a single arm, we would recommend if the right leg is forward, you hold it in the opposite side. So she would hinge forward and stand. Same thing, hinge forward and stand. Remember, it's a Romanian deadlift, so try and keep the weighted object off the floor rather than touching it off the floor. For the third minute of part C in your EMOM, you will complete 8 to 15 strict push-ups. Our scaling options are as follows. Firstly, we can complete on the knees, staying nice and hollow still, chest to floor, pressing back up. The next progression would be on her feet, chest to floor still, and back up. The next thing is going to require a quick kit change. The backpack goes on the back, chest to floor and up. The next one, she would actually take the backpack off. For the deficits, you can use any sort of elevated surface. Probably recommend something like books, just to elevate yourself slightly higher so your chest is still touching the floor. And the last progression would be the deficit plus the backpack. Making sure the chest still gets to the floor every single time, staying nice and hollow. For your D work today, you're gonna complete 3 to 4 rounds for quality of a 45-second front plank on your elbows, followed by 5 prone towel passovers. The front plank on the elbows, as you can see, Tammy's elbows are directly underneath her shoulders, forearms flat on the floor, squeezing the bum nice and tight, squeezing the rib cage down, and we're looking at maximal trunk tension whilst holding this 45-second plank. If this plank is easy for you, same as before, you can add that backpack to your lower back just to add a little bit of load to it. After your 45 seconds in the front plank, you will lie flat on the floor. You will grab yourself a towel and complete 5 prone towel passovers. Looking for your feet to stay together, for your forehead to stay down, grabbing the towel and slowly passing it over. We're looking for as much control as possible. Think about a 3-1, 3-1 tempo as you do this. If you can move your hands closer, move your hands closer each rep. Make sure the arms are staying nice and straight, keeping that rib cage down as much as possible. For our accessory work today, we have our handstand development. The A part, we're looking at a straight arm plank with maximal protraction. When we talk about protraction, where my finger is about to go, just on top of the scapula here, we're looking for you to press as far away from the floor as possible, creating as much tension as protraction as possible. 3 sets at 30 seconds, resting as needed. The next exercise is a hollow body hold. In the hollow body hold, we will start with our lowest progression first. Knees tucked, hands and fingers pointing towards the heels, creating as much tension as she can, shoulders up, lower back pressed into the floor. As she moves through her progressions, she'll move one leg out, again, still focusing on the lower back on the floor. The next progression, both legs come out. Next one with the arms over the head and holding. Again, you'll notice her trunk and midline has not changed at all, as much tension as possible throughout. 3 sets of 30 seconds. The next piece is a wall walk, 3 sets of 2 to 3 reps with a 5-second hold at the top. So Tammy is going to go and complete the hardest progression of the wall walk as she presses herself up and climbs up the wall. We're looking for nice locked arms, toes pointed at the top, and Tammy's nose is against the wall here, stacking those shoulders, holding for 5 seconds and walking her way down, staying nice and tight on the way down and resting at the bottom for a couple of seconds before completing reps 2 and 3. Don't forget, in the wall walk, if we're going to regress it, Tammy doesn't need to go all the way to the wall. She can just go to a 45-degree angle. So she will stop there, but we're still looking for a nice tight line of the body, arms locked, shoulders stacked over the hands, walking her way back down and resting. The next exercise we're moving into is the chest to wall shoulder taps, 3 sets of 10 to 20 reps. We are practicing shifting your weight here. You do not need to complete a full wall walk, but we're looking for a solid position at the top of the handstand. Tammy is gonna go ahead and start demonstrating just 10 reps, trying to reach her thumb to the same shoulder. You can notice how her weight is shifting left to right. Once she's completed her 10 to 20 reps, you can just kick down off the wall as gracefully as you can. Think about those handstand development drills as almost like a level 1 for our handstand. For the level 2 people, or the people who are a little bit more advanced with the handstand and already have things like handstand walking, then please go ahead and look underneath that handstand work, and there is, again, more work for the handstand that you can do. The level 2 stuff is more focused towards handstand walking development. As always, guys, thank you so much for being a part of the GYMLESS program. We love the comments that we're seeing on What Up. Keep them rolling in, keep logging your scores. The better you track throughout this time, the better the results will be when we all come out of quarantine. Have fun with it and have a great week.